This is a NetEase ladder match between a Hitman and a 120. Hitman, one of the better North American players going up against 120, a name that needs no introduction for any WarCraft 3 fans out there, a powerhouse in the undead army with the undead army. And we'll see what Hitman brings to the table. Wow, the map maker replicated Tyrannistan LV. Yeah, this is the LV version. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, like the starting locations were like right here, and then the Goblin Laboratory was off over here. And you know, it made for some interesting maps and militia clears as well. But now, where is the Goblin Laboratory? Moved all the way down here, and then the mercenary camp was moved a little bit closer. Really waiting for the ability of NA players to play with EU on equal ping. Well, we just need to have a better internet, right? Trying to get those permanent cables down. It does cause a little bit of an issue, but anyways, let's see what is gonna go on in this matchup. We are looking at a Crypt, Death Knight coming in. Hitman, is he going to be going for Blade Master as he usually does? Yes, he will. And we are looking at a 15/20 supply, or 15/20 supply, 20/20. And Hitman will be using that extra 1 supply here. So training up to get that additional peon. And then that additional peon, once it is done, we'll be able to upgrade to tier 2. So this is 1 burrow play, but that extra peon should allow for additional lumber. And that additional lumber, while you're attacking the tier 2, should make tier 2 much easier to use. All right, come on, wait for it. Is it 10 more lumber right now? All right. Come on. No? I would have thought the tech to tier 2 would have begun already. There you go. Tech to tier 2 has begun. Blade Master now made its way over. I guess I forgot how much lumber it actually takes. And wait, he lost a peon? All right, he did lose a peon scouting. All right, coming back around here, Blade Master going straight after that Rogue Wizard here. Going to pick up that Gloves of Haste, now make its way down here. And just picking up as many items that are useful for that Blade Master this early on. All right, Rogue Wizard about to get taken down here. Are we going to see him switch attacks? And that's exactly what you want to be doing. If you've ever wondered why that Blade Master switches the attacks, it is so that the apprentice wizards are the wizards that get that frost armor, allowing the Blade Master to be able to finish off the rogue wizards quickly. All right, Voodoo Lounge is getting established off over here now as the Blade Master about to get ready to engage and perhaps go after that Rogue Wizard down here. Rogue Wizard already down to 63 hit points. Going to quickly get taken out, quickly picking up a Cloak of Shadows now, and now going after the Renegade Wizard. Meanwhile, the Death Knight, alongside a bunch of skeletal minions, already at level 2, now making its way off to the north. What is 120's strategy going to be? Sitting at 20/20 supply, only 1 Ziggurat currently up, getting up his 2nd Ziggurat as well. Tech to tier 2 nearly done here. Tech to tier 2, or well, halfway comparatively on both sides, as we don't see a Forest Troll Shadow Priest. And wow, if the Death Knight had just come over with a Death Coil, that would have been the death of that Blade Master. But then again, we've known Hitman to really use every ounce of hit points from his units whenever possible. Blade Master going after these apprentice wizards. Gonna perhaps try and sell some items, sell that Cloak of Shadows, pick up that last healing salve, and then go back and... Oh, is he going to be able to pick it up in time? That is the question. Yeah. Well, disrupted the healing, losing a skeletal minion. Blade Master getting a little bit of experience as the Forest Troll Berserker is looking to engage. Death Knight wanted to try and perhaps attack that Blade Master. We could have seen a Death Coil to try and disrupt the healing salve as well, as we do see a 3rd healing salve charge used to try and heal up the remaining units. Down across here, 120. Clearing up this, the remainder 111 creeps here as the Blade Master going after the Forest Troll High Priest, and the remainder of this creep camp should be able to get to level 3 pretty quick. Death Knight, however, going to be coming back across here and perhaps trying to disrupt some of this while it is underway. Forest Troll Berserker getting taken down, level 3 on the Blade Master. Tomo Strength getting picked up, and now perhaps going to try and go after that Death Knight here. Death Knight down to 468 hit points. Does have a potion of greater healing, so it's not really in danger of falling anytime soon. Blade Master still going after the remaining units. And will we see perhaps a tech, or are we going to be looking at more units? Are we going into Stronghold before a War Mill? All right, so we are going into Blade Master, Shadow Hunter, no War Mill, one Voodoo Lounge, no Bestiary, no Spirit Lodge, and a straight tech to tier 3. This may be a very, very aggressive attempt at trying to get the Tauren Chieftain out. Terranistan does have a very limited number of creeps, and if you did the old-fashioned attempt on your timing to get that Tauren Chieftain, by the time the Tauren Chieftain gets out, well, your opponent may not only have level 2 Death Coil, but also could have level 2 Frost Nova, making that Tauren Chieftain a bit weaker. We'll see what the long-term strategy is here as the War Mill is finally getting added, and the War Mill is absolutely necessary when going up against an undead player, as those Crypt Fiends and Destroyers that eventually come out could just target those burrows very quickly.
We're under attack!
All right, Blade Master running back away here. Shadow Hunter going after that Kobold Taskmaster. Kobold Taskmaster could get taken out. Blade Master just doing a little bit of harassment back and forth, and staying at level 3. Shadow Hunter doing a bit of creeping away from all of the all of the action, as the 120's Lich is currently trying to go after trying to get some experience on its own. Shadow Hunter should be able to get very close to level 3 here. Are we getting the Tauren Chieftain? No, not quite yet. Bestiary is now getting added in as well. War Mill nearly done. Blade Master still wandering around, and there's the Dust of Appearance, Death Coil, and the Blade Master, well, turns on Scroll of Speed in order to run away down to 47 hit points, and will be able to retreat all the way back home and, well, get out of a tight spot. Healing Salve will recover much of that damage once more, and now that the Shadow Hunter also picking up a Book of the Dead, we may see some earlier aggression than normal. All right, it is a very fast Tauren Chieftain. 3-3-1 Tauren Chieftain, perhaps going to be getting Stomp or Endurance Aura. Both are very powerful options early on. I would say Stomp might actually be the best call here, especially if you want to put on pressure with your Book of the Dead before your opponent gets Destroyers. Pendant of Energy used a little bit prematurely. Should have waited using that Healing Wave a little bit prematurely, as we're going to see the army now come back across on the other side here. Healing Wave bouncing around once more. Shadow Hunter needs to use or needs to figure out what to do with that Potion of Mana. We are looking at an Orb of Lightning on that Blade Master as well, and the Tauren Chieftain is now out onto the field. Quick selling of some items. Clarity Potion here. Tauren Chieftain does go for Stomp first. No expansion as of yet. Blade Master, Grunts, Tauren Chieftain, Shadow Hunter making their way back out. Blade Master going to get ready to engage. That is the Pit Lord as the third hero. Death Coil straight up saves the Crypt Fiend there. A Healing Wave saving up a Forestral Berserker. The Forestral Berserker trying to back away, not going to be able to get away here. Are we going to see a Stomp? We should have seen a Stomp already. He was completely surrounded. Not quite sure why we didn't, as we're looking at a Crypt Fiend about to get taken down. There it goes. All right, Tauren Chieftain finally gets a Stomp down, and we are going to see a Crypt Fiend get Death Coiled and try to be saved, but still not going to be enough, even with a Howl of Terror. Healing Wave keeping that Blade Master alive. Dust of Appearance, however, is still revealing him as the Blade Master finally gets shut down there. Tauren Chieftain is still alive and well. We are looking at another Stomp coming across. Healing Wave bouncing around, but the Tauren Chieftain Stomp, the stun just does not last long enough to finish off any of those units right now. 42 supply compared to 42 supply. Hitman, well, with that very, very early Tauren Chieftain, did he use the Book of the Dead? No, he did not use the Book of the Dead. I believe that was the consumable item that he had sold for 225 gold earlier. That Book of the Dead perhaps could have been useful before the Destroyers actually made their way into play, especially if he thought he was going to be trying to go into some early aggression. However, well, Hitman is slowly digesting a Crypt Fiend, which makes these army sizes about even. Coming back down here, I thought I heard Troll Berserkers. Yeah, Troll Berserker upgrade now in play. Tauren Chieftain still seeing that level 1. Blade Master going after the Acolyte. Going to be able to finish it off and force the cancellation of the Necropolis and that Haunted Gold Mine. One base play by both players so far. Both players staying in no upkeep, trying to, trying to avoid any of those taxes. Meanwhile, the Blade Master wants to find and perhaps take down some units while in transit, and this Crypt Fiend is just going to rejoin up with the rest of the army just in time to prevent that from exactly happening. Blade Master's Windwalk about to come to an end. Has to be careful. Are we going to go after an Obsidian statue? No, we are not. The Blade Master's Windwalk should be coming to an end. There it goes. Gets the steel, gets the item, and now going to be able to retreat back once more, taking a little bit of that experience again. All right, Crypt Fiend is going to find the Blade Master. Yes, it is. Blade Master gets a purge strike from that Orb of Lightning. A quick burrow, however, saves that Crypt Fiend right there. Shadow Hunter is in trouble. Are we going to see, well, any sort of save right there? Scroll of... No scroll of speed, just... no, actually, no. Scroll of speed, healing salve, able to save that unit. Burrow saving that Crypt Fiend again. Or once, or not again, just... unburrowing that Crypt Fiend. Kodo Beast. Armies, 50 supply compared to 50. Both sides are even at this stage. Howl of Terror on the Pit Lord. I hear a lot of people play the unranked though. Yeah. Alright, gonna go ahead and engage. Orb of Lightning quickly purging that Destroyer. Blade Master quickly using a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Destroyer up in the air. Is it gonna stay alive? No, it is not. Stomp coming down. Grunt now amongst all of those units. Are we gonna go after another Pit Lord? Kodo Beast tried to dine and dash, was unable to do exactly that. One Kodo Beast, however, able to gnaw on a Crypt Fiend as the units are now looking to back away again. Blade Master low on hit points, able to escape though with plus 30 damage. Plus 30 damage. Claws of Attack, Boots of Quell the Loss, coupled with what the War Drums. Where's the rest of that 30 coming from? Oh, Orb of Lightning getting an additional plus 5 as well. So plus 15 damage, plus 21 damage. Coupled with that, the War Song Battle Drums, that is some major damage indeed. Plus 30 damage, meaning that what can easily get some very, very high damage critical strikes. All right, Howl of Terror going to try and cancel this right there. Oh, there is a Sentry Ward keeping track of that Crypt Fiend as it was burrowed. Blade Master now trying to back away as we're still fighting our way through. Blade Master finding another Crypt Fiend, gonna try and take it down. Yes, does take it down. However, Frost Nova takes down the Tauren Chieftain as it gets blasted at level 2. No Spirit Link to try and save all these units. Howl of Terror coming back across. Orb of Corruption removing much of the armor again as we're still seeing damage come back across. Kodo Beast chomping on 2 Crypt Fiends right there. Frost Nova trying to slow things down again as the Death Knight gets up to level 4. All right, burrowed right there as the Obsidian statue down to 172 hit points. Is it going to get taken out? Frost Armor trying to protect it, unable to save there as well. 47 supply compared to 51. Hitman having the slight advantage as the Kodo Beast getting elevated into the Goblin Zeppelin. Howl of Terror trying to pick up and drop off units. Beautifully done. Pit Lord about to get taken down. Pit Lord, however, is saved by the Death Coil as the Goblin Zeppelin is picking up and dropping off units for a lot of micro play. All right, Shadow Hunter now seeing at level 4, a little bit more healing, going bouncing around again. That Kodo Beast very low on hit points as the Blade Master trying to finish off the Pit Lord before the Hex comes to an end. Beautifully saved once more as the Blade Master continuing to pick up and drop off units. Kodo Beast could try and eat a unit, no, unable to do so. And, well, is he going to try and drop a unit and then eat this one? Is he going to try and drop it? No, there's the Healing Wave. I believe there's a burrow, but it could have been revealed right there as well. All right, more web finally being brought over. Goblin Zeppelin, no more Zeppelin play. Kodo Beast down to 53 hit points. It's finally taken out, but there was nothing in its belly as the Blade Master is very low on hit points again, down to 55, 155. We're still seeing Healing Wave bouncing around. Death Knight finally being able to escape. There's the Unburrow. And that's the end of that fight. 43 supply compared to 44. Tauren Chieftain was lost. Pit Lord was lost. Blade Master running around like a madman. And, well, 600 gold in the bank compared to 200. Hitman currently having a slight advantage. And, oh, an Obsidian statue completely being left behind. Blade Master should have no problems finishing this off, especially as that Orb of Lightning is purging down that unit, preventing it from escaping. Coming back off to the north here. Shadow Hunter gonna use some clarity potions. I believe that's the pendant of energy. Yes, using a clarity. Well, I thought he was gonna use a clarity potion. Why isn't he using a clarity potion while the pendant of
Work
energy is not
complete.
there? That seems there it goes. That seems like the smart play, trying to regenerate as much mana as possible. That pendant of energy could get transferred back to the Shadow Hunter as well to try and get north of 400 mana as that clarity potion is being used. So far, though, Tauren Chieftain sitting on a couple of good stomps. The Tauren Chieftain could actually even run in, stomp twice, and then transfer that pendant. And then if you do that, you are really maximizing the amount of mana. But item transfer in the middle of a battle, well, is often difficult to execute as the Tauren Chieftain and or the Shadow Hunter often get tangled up amongst each other. All right, we are finally in low upkeep. Coming across here, expansion by Hitman, allowing him to break that upkeep barrier. Meanwhile, there is only 5 minutes of mining left. Obsidian statues, well, off to the side here, it looks like 120 is ready to bring the battle. Blade Master is off over here as well, 4-3-3 or 4-3-2. But those heroes are so close to leveling up. Pitlord now going to try to dive on in here. Kodo Beast, nothing in its belly, so there's plenty of room as the units are now trying to retreat back again. Blade Master plus 31 damage is going to try and make its way back across here. Great Hall taking a large amount of damage, and we are going to see a slight engagement here. Frost Nova could slow all of these units down. There's a quick death spell. Frost Nova onto a Berserker there as the Berserker went into frenzy at just the wrong moment. Tauren Chieftain now in that front line spot has enough for an additional stomp as the Blade Master, while trying to go after the Pit Lord, but the Pit Lord is just, well, too tanky with that Frost Armor and that Death Knight's Death Coil. Units are continuing to fire away. Kodo Beast have nothing, or one Crypt Fiend in the belly. Tauren Chieftain able to get off one stomp, now trying to eat up another unit. Is going to be able to do exactly that. Going after a Crypt Fiend, no, unable. Hungry Kodo, but that Crypt Fiend just constantly slips away as we are looking at the more units still trying to engage again. Tauren Chieftain does not have enough for a stomp. There's a Howl of Terror healing wave bouncing around again. Death Knight going to try to push back the other side. Kodo Beast wants something in its belly but doesn't want to overcommit. 53 supply compared to 61. Pitlord getting in some easy slices back across here. But remember, during all this time, Hitman does have an additional base as the Blade Master takes more damage again. Kodo Beast providing that damage bonus plus 30 or what? Only 13 damage right now because of the Pit Lord's Howl of Terror. More fighting getting underway. Tauren Chieftain looking to perhaps get in a Death Coil, unable to finish off the Pit Lord as the Pit Lord gets in another Death Coil here. Surprisingly, though, that Pit Lord doesn't have any additional experience, which means, besides from that initial Forest Troll Berserker, no units have died next to it, but the Kodo Beast is going to get taken down here. There it goes. And, well, finally getting in some additional experience on top of that. All right, units going to try and engage. 53 supply compared to 55. Units are going to try and battle here. Blade Master wants to run on in, perhaps get a purge here. Kodo Beast, only one Kodo Beast right now. And, well, it is about to finish digesting that unit. Tauren Chieftain is going to make its way over, perhaps try and land down a stomp here. Blade Master going to try and engage, and here we are. Where's the stomp? Tauren Chieftain should really be stomping. No stomp at all. There's a dying stomp, so to speak, but I believe that was only level 1 death, level 1 stomp, not the level 2, so that did not last near. Well, it is at level 2 now, but I think he stomped right before we got to level 2. All right, Blade Master trying to get away, down to 62 hit points. Trailing Crypt Fiend attacks. Is it going to finish it off? Down to 40 hit points. Still running away, down to 30, down to 20. And if the Orb of Corruption debuff lasted long enough, it would have been enough. Blade Master, very low on hit points. Not quite sure how he's going to stay alive now. The, well, Goblin Zeppelin is, well, tied up, so to speak, as the Shadow Hunter now leading the charge once more. Needs to get more healing waves off onto that Blade Master in order to stay alive. All right, Purge onto the Abomination. You're going to see some damage onto that, well, Kodo Beast, and eating up an Abomination. Now, that is a long, big lunch that will take quite some time to digest, as the Blade Master now looks to back up. 47 supply compared to 54. Kodo Beast, what currently chewing on 7 supply worth of army. Healing waves saving that Blade Master as the Blade Master looks to back up again. Kodo Beast alongside in the back here. grunts in that frontline spot. Pit Lord joins in on the battle, but on the wrong side, could end up getting taken down. No, down to 171 hit points as it survives. Healing Wave bouncing around. That Kodo Beast does not want to lose its lunch. Has a very, very delicious abomination in it, but it's so far could get focused down very quickly as the Lich does have enough for a big Frost Nova at any moment. Frost Nova onto the Blade Master, followed up by a Death Coil. Healing Wave following it up as well as the Pit Lord tried to dive on in and was unsuccessful. A bunch of burrowed Crypt as well scattered throughout the battlefield. 55 supply compared to 50. 120 still in low upkeep as the Berserkers are trying to go after unit after unit. What is going on here? A Berserker down to 104 hit points, going to get taken down, finally taken out by a Shadow Hunter, denying that experience as the Crypt Fiends pop up out of the ground after regenerating a lot of hit points. All right, Abomination and Crypt Fiend nearly done being digested, and this Kodo Beast loses it. There's a Crypt Fiend right there, quickly burrows. 120, beautiful play to save that Crypt Fiend there as the Healing Wave now comes back around. All right, Tauren Chieftain, is it just going to walk on over and stomp? There is a burrowed Crypt Fiend. He could just stomp and take him out. Does not know that it is there. Healing Salve being transferred back over as we see, well, no, that burrowed Crypt Fiend is still going to stick its head in the sand. Units making their way back over. Once again, Blade Master now trying to dodge and ends up getting taken down. All right, Death Coil, Frost Nova, that nasty 1-2 combination punch from 120, all of a sudden giving 120 life back in this game. It looked like Hitman had 120 up against the ropes, but, well, that wounded animal able to claw back. All right, let's go ahead and engage here. Blade Master back out onto the field. No half hit points, no mana, getting ready to fight. Blade Master, Healing Salve, trying to rejoin a little bit more. What is going to end up going down here? Tauren Chieftain does he have enough for a stomp? Yes, he does, but he has not really been stomping all that much. I gotta say, I am surprised that that we haven't seen that many stomps come in from the Tauren Chieftain. I'm sure a stomp would have enabled perhaps the Pit Lord to at least get into the red right there before the Death Knight was able to land in another big Death Coil. All right, trying to fight their way back through. 50 supply compared to 49. And, well, it is the constant mining that is the difference right now. But the Death Knight of 120 sitting at level 5, Lich sitting at level 4. The extra gold of Hitman is just turning into experience now for the Undead Army. Finally, there is a stomp right there. Tauren Chieftain in trouble. Could down again, and it does fall for the second time. All right, Tauren Chieftain falling at level 3. And yeah, level 3 Tauren Chieftain, many stomps could have been used much earlier, but there just wasn't enough longevity and lifespan there to try and finish it off. Crypt Fiend able to stick its head in the sand once more. Blade Master has been on the cusp of level 5 for seems like the past 4 minutes. Hasn't been able to finish it off though, as this one, well, Kodo Beast, it looks like it's going to get taken down. Yes, it does. All right, Headhunters trying to come back the other way. Headhunters could easily just finish off these Obsidian statues. Finishing off the Obsidian statues would be a big deal indeed. Level 5 finally on that Blade Master. Level 3 Critical Strike perhaps gonna be able to land in and get the necessary kills. But now the Berserkers themselves are getting finished off. And I believe, well, the tipping point has been reached. 120 has so much going for him as unit after unit after unit is starting to fall for the Orc army. Hitman had a commanding lead for quite some time, but now that we have a level 5 Death Knight and a level 5 Lich, I think things are pretty much going to be over. Lich has plenty of mana to use as well. There goes another grunt. There is that Blade Master. He is alive. Frost Nova finishing off some more units. Berserkers could get taken down, and that is the game. Hitman giving the, well, Hitman never gives the GG, but Hitman throwing in the towel against 120. Crazy game at the end. Resource score showing that Hitman had considerably more gold than his opponent and had a larger army by paying more taxes for quite some time, but still ended up losing that game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.